أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahmad Lem once again, just on a bit of, stroll, betaman some exercise, some evening exercise. Lamin Martin den nke baba. Barengal be kondo, be mol be kondo no. Mo kendol be. Mal be nimbara wherever you are. Just a quick, I should say, expression of my own views. Half brother Solu, ha ni watin jebe during. Malam jumale pobaro bonjed, but jebe during demanding. Things are a little bit tough for half brothers. But there is one thing that is very clear. And I think it's important that people are aware of these things. In political parties or in politics, there are always struggles. There are always competitions. There are always, and there always will be, competitions, struggles in political parties. Buddy, there are two major competitions, me along ko akumara moli along, in politics. One, if you have a multi-party democracy, you will have political parties fighting and competing for control of the state. Comme UDP, NPP, APRC, GDC, Nyol Benyamin. You'll have political parties that will do those kinds of stuff. They will always fight, they will struggle against each other, they'll compete to, take control of the state. Politician will bo kelale. Political parties koke. That is, womu kele kilinati politiko kono. Kele fulanjang, wolom internal struggle within political parties. Political, Burundala jambe, metama wala deaje, jambe diarinde. See, these places are very nice. Mbe babalola, ndongol ko mbembolo kandara. Huh? Let me do some pause from politics follow. And I'm having some beautiful exercise. So let me share some cool, environment with you. That's what I'm doing. It's evening. It's 8:30. But for those of you that know, Dola tubabu dujang. Tilobuka boy juna. Gambia 8:30 okatra tilo boy da. Dola tilo man boy followed. So ndabeta man tama lambita kan ne follow. Alhamdulillah, like I am saying, in politics you will have these type of struggles. Number one struggle is political parties struggling against each other to control power and resources. Number two is members of the same political party. That is an internal struggle. Struggling and competing against each other for the same thing, control of power and resources. So, sadauda ya sotole sadauda jamanu asotole ajama bafon mol sonkata mol kuyada sirifu dibanyol tada mol sonkata mol tada kujamal keda Hassan Musa Kamara Nyolu. They were all members of the PPP. So history would tell you they tried, but it didn't work. You know, whatever happened at the end of the day, God knows. You know, UDP, NATA, you know, of course, Big Brother Barrow is not the first person to leave UDP. Ali Aloneko, you know, Wajuara was UDP, very powerful. But he left and formed NAD. And, you know, we had President Barrow, and there are still issues happening. You know, we left. So, you'll always have competition for resources. You'll always have competition for power within political parties and outside of political parties. That is, internal fights and, of course, fights between or amongst political parties. But one thing is very important, is in a democracy, there has to be healthy fight, but in that fight, sometimes you go against the rules. You know, ngalo ne ko ni fulole ale sango jale maji dolla sango li buka sombor la mola ma jata sonna bor sambale be jang sorry. There are a lot of big rabbits here, big ones. But you don't. There are deers too. Minangol bijang. Somda ni bita. Ini minangol be minamba. You know. Bari bukamat. Jang. You don't hunt them. There is a season for hunting. Aman si kuring kangamara in July. If you don't have a license, you cannot kill animals here. Na kebal gavu ini keramol kanyoji bel ale kele siloka, you know, burolu ini burol ka kelel hani samol fam buka somborrela, they are here, you know. So okay, let's get back to this stuff. I mean, you know, but one thing is very important. Politico kono, you know, I'm not being, you know, I'm just being foolish. I'm being, you know, very informal. I've listened to, you know, the interview by Chairman Yanks Dabon Karamo, you know, West Coast na opponent that won. Adunfana, you know, the amol siata baringa baba moy. Barimim kumayata nyimbe kono. After I have made this assertion, kaitandiko, political parties are bound to have internal issues. The ability to very wisely and very cautiously maneuver through these turbulent times is what gives political parties, you know, the ability to stay above disintegration, to stay above failures. Bari, Sadauda Jamano, Kabira Kabe Fonyola in 1992, there were a lot of people talking, but Sadauda really meant to leave Alaftalekata in 92, in LRR. But according to those that knew, mini Londo Soto, Sadauda Koto Moba Fula Lebenunje, Munebe Nyo Sabakam Palasola. Jamabai will favor ni more fulolo. There were, of course, other very smart, very vibrant politicians. Honorable Buba Jalonyol, MC Chamnyolu, Matthew Baldelom, for Matthew Yabalandol, we are a bit young. And then you have these big wigs. Bakari Bunja Dabo, Demba Tulumbali, and the former Vice President Sekou Sabali. These were the two giants within the party at the time. They were both members of parliament. They both won their seats in their respective constituencies. Bakari Bunja Dabo and Sekou Sabali. At the time, Bakari Bunja, I heard, was the vice president. But then, there were people, Mini Alonko, Bakari was unfazed. He was not disturbed. That is democracy. He can go. And then, you know, Bakari was removed from vice presidency for whatever reason. Again, because I'm not an authority in that history. I was very young. And so, but what happened? Mojama ba fole ko. Wo fatam fanso because molie fatam fanso soto party okono. Bakar la faction oning Sehu Saba la faction were two powerful factions. President Sadauda Jawara, atenara Bibi Dabo Bondi Palaso, the vice president ya, aye, Seku Sabali Sammanang ayake vice president. Sadauda ya la tabai, ako saying atete fonyola kotek. Amanso e fonyola. But ayatara, division okeda. Aman division o handle in a way and handle la nyame. So people got angry, and the party, we knew what happened to PPP. Mol Kamfata, Partio Dol Kamfata, Modol Fangoko, Bibi Dabo, some accused him of being, a supporter of the coup. And, what ended up happening was, Madama Jait and Alaba. So this is a big bridge. This is water. Sombe Bale Balate. Ndola City, it has water. So you see, this is a small kind of tributary. So Babalo Lema Moljebe Ebe boat Borondika. So I do some politics, but I'm also doing some beautiful work around. So tilo man boy follow man tilo hena jala. Abe boy kambara man boy follow. This is the stuff, and so that's a bridge, a flyover. I mean, Sivasoro, Karaba Avenue Lomba, Vanalia Sorojane, flyovers. Yeah, so, Lamina Martin B and Libi. So that happened. UDP, we of course know ko Talib lafta Mansala, Yankuba lafta Mansala. And they will compete. That's very healthy. That is very okay. Ndanga mimira no minyanda kelanum. What would have saved UDP? Oma UDP safe. Nganyim fole bari wato do yaje mandingola kumole ko wato do tole na kumofo. Kanala kumobe soson. What I thought could have happened to save UDP ndanga mimira no would have been Kabirin Dabo defeated in 2021 when he got defeated by the mighty NPP. Kabirin UDP boote on the Buldabo Manganye. What I thought should have happened is on the Buldabo Nyanta televised statement of Kelale. Koma nyimin kedeng. He could have done that in 2021. I will tell you for what reasons. Follow. Near Dabo Bute nun Kabirin Baro Abute Aparet. Knowing the kind of loyalty Dabo has. Ngao fala dumba fala koteke. Mandema nde Kabiri Wulu ranga politiko karangambia tu. Mamoje minula more loyal tie ko Dabo. I've said this not once, and I'll say it again. I have not seen a politician yet in Gambia's history that have a loyalty to him as Dabo has. More loyalty mean more ya sotai. Politician de Gambia follow. Adunde maje follow. Minia sotai. So Kabiria know in 2021, if I were him, to save UDP and to give NPP the biggest problem, what I thought could have happened was Hussein Dabo should have made a televised statement. Accept the fact well, the election was stolen. He had always said it was stolen and all of that. That's okay. That's his. I don't believe in that. I was at the center of our politics and our operations. Bande safoko ndol mankarte fayo mankarte sunya. Ndelato la ning ala ning kilate man tol mankarte sunya. Because karte be sunya no la nyadi. Mo be katra karte faydula mo be ka kontiro. So wol those are just words. But he could have made a televised statement. Honorable Dabo, I attend the Gambian or UDP in Kola. Aliyed Cartel finally over 200,000 votes. Adung Aliala Kano itandinde Usain Dabolale. Alien Kanu Alanin Killer, you loved me. But it has come to a time when I, like empires, like political parties, like kingdoms, everyone has time. They all rise and fall. I have risen. I did my part for this party. You loved me. You've been loyal to me throughout and through thick and thin. But what I believe now is laftalali makwe. Ndebe dameng nasio anina jata kende ya madina purunga kontine kanyem partuyo nyaton kaya atol UDP nkolu atol Gambia nkolu baringa min danal bulu minti ko na partiyo sign dindin jamale ben na partiyo kono min yalon ko ye dokuo no adi se seinde la palasoto ye tambindeti. What I believe Dabo should have done, that he had missed. And again, if we tell him, it's not like we hate him, no. We want a healthy and competitive democracy in our country. And that would always mean successful, succession. You understand? So I believe Dabo should address, I made that address, I mold Danako. Because I have so many youngsters coming up, so many qualified dinolmi alonkonge karandile, your loyalty to the party, ikarantale, they have been tested as leaders, and I believe they are capable of succeeding me. And they can handle the affairs of this country. Now, okay. Dabo should have continued kaitandila ko bari wo kamala because we have so many people ntafta minna ninkombe mfonyola nganda bondi ka successor tombong. If I want to leave the election or the choosing of a successor into your hands, then America, what is going to be an issue as a party of Tinyanol. So laughter ngal dani as Gambians, as UDP people, aliye makoi aliye nyimbunya dinna nte fangoye na successor tombong bari ntakelanda made. I will do it in consultation with the elders and relevant authorities of the party. What political tension on emotional behind in Tembo Ming, Dabo could have taken an advantage, and he would have gotten Gambians, especially UDP people. Abe Sodola. I need andila ndanganyina dana albulu ndeke baatale sign but dindin jamal le bembulu mini alonko wolle le nyaton kaya non teti bi nge karandile I karandambulu ye ku karang adi tolle pare dandeti sign pour kanyim banko mara kadi UDP sanga tourner ko te gangamuro. You understand? So until after Dabo could have said that after sign alenyim palaso kadinno tombondela mimbende ketala because mo jamala bembul nin kombenda bondila tombondiroto ngake electionola aseke parti o janjam because minu bembulu sembe ma balle bembulu min yalon ko dinningol dem. So I believe you should all give me that opportunity as your leader to pick a successor. But I will do this in consultation with the elders of the party and relevant authorities. Nindabo nyimfonum diamo be banna fereng UDP ko bese song UDP ko bese sembo diala I bese bunya diala Dabo se successor tombong ani UDP la alfalu hani atakumala hani atakumala no. But I think that opportunity was missed, and now Turo na meda sakado kono abe falin nalde wallahi tinya Turo na meda sakado kono abe falin na jele na man falin ja abe tinya. These are the two things. Dinne wala nyaton kolle be parti o kono Dabo had stayed too long as a leader of the party. And the leaders, there are young leaders now, they are pushing each other. Yes. They are not, it is time for them to come up now. Inyanta fali nalesai. So it's time for them to come up there. Nyin talib nyol ni Yankuba nyol ni nying, Landin Sane nyol ni Lamin Sane nyol ni, name them. They are ripe now for leadership. They are. So nimbaba besira akata singo bandila bankokan. Dinno yalo ni yiri kuntuba landi bankokan. Iko nyamol te falina. You know what they do, seedlings? Ika nyamo ika dojile wuli. They dodge it. Or some will hit it and come through it, right? Hanya kong kiriko ke bunkono. Mankana soka akmo fundile. So I think Honorable Dabo, again, so much love and respect for you, for your dedication. Bari, time has come, and this is nature. This is involuntary. Gimfamanka Adamadin Sautide. Ala fawala kero lo nyindi. Adamadin ka si kuma akatambi kula. That is what happens in humanity. So, time has come for Talib to try. He has all the qualities and qualifications Mobile Aflaminda as a leader. Time has come for Yankuba to try. He has all the qualities. He has all the qualifications. Time has come for Landing Sane of LRR to try. Time has come for Lamin Sane OIC to try. Anila keba dol bije mini alon ko olbotana international appointment na sa olfanambe opportunity unica. So that opportunity is missed. These young people, it's not about you. They want to lead. Elafta man sa Allah. Adi lafte ketalale. Adi ka signal le ko wato sidal. But the biggest opportunity for NPP is Yalam President Barrow. Not big brother. Nenanga diamofo. Mbesela kan. Yaje molka monyimalka kamfa duake. Karaya kuba. Ikanata yaya jamela na kudo. Asistamba ning wenyolone. Yaya barino asistambati. Aya ma ko back. Para asistamba anyin sulalom back. Karaya kuba. Tata je duanyi no la yala ko duaje back. Duaja bita. Karaya kuba tata mursani amuruntanang. Baro meta domandin atra ya dunta man sala domandin. November 11 nyol nata kudeta dantan nata mo dantan fata ani yani mole kuya kumase e kokke batata ya kay ko nying ntanga meranga duwa ke sa boje ya jam mo kallan kele when story foka because akoya sign ay mo fala kumasa daka mol tora back ay ndolfo ani minu be ake sign akamunta coming ay mol tora back bari alala woliyo alala mo nyima akay ko ntolunga duwal minke yaya jamme o duwal jabital man saya pura sabati ya sije ntolunga duwal min kay akay ko wolde boyno le bukol on do not ku killing wala ba bondila adu wota tula wala ba bondila wala mansa kufla molke miss hako anin junubo yale man killing mola hako anin junubo niyo bara sin mansa adama din ka junubo nayo bara o katarani mansa talale tema but adama din hako o katarani anyon dafe wolle tema so woka ko yaya jamme molla hako wala batinyala So nana kanyim fu foni President Barrow ku kede barni on ta duwalu. Wal jabital. Wal jabital. So why am I saying this? Ntolbe mira kan na nyulu be jumale samba kan now, especially for politicians like me. I mean, we don't just look from the surface. Nse diamu nga diamu bare mol mimbe President Adama Barrow challenge la from the United Democratic Party and batande nga wollon. We know people that can challenge Barrow and give him problems and give all of us problems in 2026. We know those people. But kabirin mama oketa, His Excellency, the former Vice President Mfama, Mbe too, alamala aso sima ngada kenda. Kabira televised address ke, akatele belola 2026, ndefana Ahmad Ndeba, nka ala dani mansa nyimma, ale one bulda daba, kana kukalat, alamala asima ya, ajato kendea. I ability dino ala contest for 2026. President Barrow's best chance in the world, I mean his biggest chance of winning in the Gambia is running against Dabo. Well, Ananko, the lesson we need to learn. Yankuba nimfenkela sonko, wala UDP la teo. Don't think that is good for us. There are other things, we can analyze those things later, but wolman kumaya. But you dipira tebe hakilo flat. Kanan dolkana odua. That analysis is there for another day. So Honorable Dabo Kabe Lolale, Alama Simala Jato Kenda, Ailo, Ndelaftawan. Alama Ailo, Kila Nima Hormo. Ndol fanan na parti o NPP nga katanga ke kilinti kome nga fanyamen adama dim kunda adama diya abemu competition internal fights are normal in a political party. Nyaton kol se hakilotu ye tilim mol tema ye hakilotu mol tema wo kumatal barika wo fitino. People will fight for power. People will fight each other for control. People will fight each other for resources. That is human nature. These two struggles will be in any political party. The way you handle it matters. The way you handle these internal issues matter. And I've said this, and read it anywhere in the world. There are either different political parties fighting to control the government of a particular country, or there are different people of, let's say charisma, of influence within a political party that are competing for power within a party. But there will always be a fight. There will always be a fight. Adamadin Kunda. There will always be a fight. Abe NPP le, hana amawara because President Barrow le bijata fenkela. But in Dolphananka do anil wolu President Barrow ko ntede honestly speaking nkatale. That day you will know too. Hanintola National Assembly fenko wala kanzuloya wala even in NPP. National Assembly jaleta independent against the will of the party. Chairmanship, I went against my party to independent. Why is that? Politicians and political parties will always have these competitions. Councilor level, UDP, Mama Kande, NPP, people quarrel. Dolson da Dolmanson, Katefel at primary level. Some were not satisfied. They left. They went to, independent National Assembly. Their members, Mini Alonko, they were not happy with what the party did. And all those things naturally are as a result of, competition for resources and power or influence, whatever you call it. That is human nature. And and this is at local level, National Assembly level, councilor level, chairman level. Any day, there is a feeling of barote tarraje, barobe fonyokande. You will not have one person that is interested in becoming NPP chair or NPP leader to succeed Barrow. Whether that will find us in government or not, and I hope it finds us in government. So, the preparation has to be done. But of course, you will also see those signs. And again, amanke nendita, amanke kujauti. Ibe mol jalal mini alango, for example, Ahmad Gitteh, mo jamal katandela kumajao for President Barrow. Some of them are not saying this because ntemu mo jawoldi, but they probably are seeing a future. Maybe Gitteh, nana kita Barola, na taranyim parti okono, na kundaje, na sembo soto, ntelafta langake Barola keta lati. Barning Gitteh bidang, there is a possible competition. Chairmanship wol ketale, mol ko, mol ye soto na mini ovo, iko Gitteh, ning NPP ata, na keta chairman of the West Coast region. 2026, he will challenge Barrow. Billahi wallahi tallahi moli ofole. They were not about Barrow. Eka ofole puru Barrow se mirawla. But that was not true. It was not about Barrow. They have a feeling ko. Ninte kera chairman of the probably. Barrow be fanyola because ngawle moli o feeling na soroko. President Barrow will leave. This is his final term. So maybe when Gitteh becomes chairman, 2026, ordinarily he wouldn't compete. But if he becomes chairman, 2026, my chances, I mean, you know, might be slim because Gitteh controlling West Coast probably. So you have, what I'm trying to put across is, Nimbedula Beleto. Adamadeu by nature is driven by interest first. Ha! Nindara NPP, ibem fala jele bang, mbebalu osorola bang, momo ka fa enkata NPP o puri se silol dada, puri se silol, hani o be ye silol dada, puri se loptano lo, puri se agriculture fenke, o be ni o be keta muneka ke, I will benefit because I will drive on nice roads. I'll go to good hospitals. My children will be safe. There'll be electricity that I'll enjoy. Every human being, number one is self-interest. So, Walter Baila, NPP are sotole, Barole Bije is ruling. But in a local level, Nanyo Saba Palasolale, Nanyo Saba Authority la, Nanyo Saba Todiala, Benyo Saba Kambi, Benyo Saba la Sininding, Hanikeba Amadi, Dolvela Fria Bay, Wolom, Puru Keba mean soto, to mean soto, and in Todia, Puru also soto, Puru Keba Palaso mean the chairmanship. Youth president, put it on the Abia multi, political be multi. But NPP, we have a big chance. Alinga katanu, nga nyomwe, 2026 nga dua kuka na baba so. Son and father, round 2. Son and father, round 2. But in Famalonde, Your Excellency, Kanabo in the back. 2026. Na fengere ifamala bari tala. Otombal kondo na on a more serious note, NPP Nkolu, there is need for us to unite. More dolbe kamfaring. Of course, more jamale be kamfaring. But in fama ne kuma fonye. This was a long time ago. At a caring, it's 10 years since he passed away. Almane manin kafar kelai. Sungaro kono. Kitimo Asamo. Nin one of my brothers le dundanyora. But indela bolota na. Indela bolota. Yalan den kambolo kanda back. Indela bolota. I was the one that was right. Nina brother dole dundanyora. Koto keba balamati nkoto. So my dad knew, you know, when people know you are right, but you are young, you know, Mandinkas have a way of dealing with stuff. So kwenye teta tasaloke tato, you know, Ndara Siabala. We were very close. He has many children, but I was particularly very close to him. So I kurana ayo do fanya. Hani bi hakilo bo kurana ayoka. Barimbe siring nyabe telindin juda juola. mol mi ye yalon kiti na kolongo bala je dura jobi je o dura jo bala santan jole benunje adura jo abulo tilingala wado sumte tile ule ngana so de nga basaba fene luot. Those that knew our family, you will know what I'm talking about. This was like 20, 25 or perhaps so years ago. 20 years or so, perhaps. Agonyam ko du roja. Mango. Huh? Mobe buka duto adingo domo season killing. Not everybody that enjoys mango enjoys its fruit in one season. Many people enjoy fruits of mangoes at different seasons. Duto semo ete adomo nyinang jare ete tije. Jari ko do adomo ite tije. Jari ko ba do adomo 20 years, 40 years later do adomo atrete fata fam walete be dunia adla do. So duto mobe buka dingo domo wati kile. Akonya bari min kumata obeti. The most important thing ni lafta duto e mobe wasa. Akata duta juo tanakana soto. This is profound. What ombe do yarine mbe kamfaring. Bari this thing keeps hitting my head. Mfama ala nyinkumo katu. It keeps hitting my head. Ning kamfada kuol kamang kamfada nga kuol jibe minu ketanan all of that. Ninga ikamera ko malaiko la kala kumo samana ay lipala. And that makes a lot of sense. There are a lot of you in NPP. Mini alon kalia katabak. But alamal harje fenna partiyo. A lot of you. Alkana worimbe forest ol kono ja. Tama. A lot of you. But in fama min fono. Duto. Ni asimata. Ajato kendata. Nina dinte ema domo. Isabari. Kontine jambando ke duto kang. Kontine ye duto jibong. Kana somo ye duto juo kundu. Buko na juo kundu da. Alse fo dibengola. Adunjari. Konkoto basina ila mo kende konkoto. Konko samuta ila mo kende ba. Barasina te duto domala. Bari duto fat. Almatu poto. Imunya. Ninyi na ya duto bedo me koma. Jari ni duto dinda se ke folole be jur dimba domola wala jari ko nita ma domo iteri kende kanunte kende imo kende terma o be duto e mona fanala mfama nyina fonya ntolla duta jomu NPP lati mo jamal ka kumo fo a jite you are inconsistent imam fenke e kamuru NPP baro e min kela mole be diamula yalon jalba ko adako ngata nyola min sitano ngata nyola barote mo be kala ministati eko molu man kanyang mo be ya molu man kanyang azeke non ndeke da president baro min ka ministal dinde de kala ministal amanke man qualify. A lot of those people ya jamme nana me jibe fang sako in fact ya jamme wol dol bayila palasol to. For example Dawda Jallo. Dawda was a judge. He was a magistrate. Ya bay. Kodi. Baro ya ka minister. To Yaya Jammeh, Dawda Jallo is not worth being a magistrate. To Adama Barrow, Dawda Jallo is the most important person for justice out of 100,000 lawyers in the Gambia. Ibrahim Silla was just a journalist. Yaya Jammeh sent people to kill him. For Yaya Jammeh, Ibrahim was only worth to be fed upon by maggots. Ibrahim Silla, Yaya Jammeh, Tungol Damma Ibrahim Jaretawol, Ibrahim Silla. But Baroya, construction ministry, Barola biggest area of priority. Every government has a priority. Barola biggest area of priority as a president, Wolon Silol. Ibrahim Silla lata wala mo bait ayakije. So I understand. So another president will come from NPP. Barola minister to Tarol kon. Because wo be mo le jala minalon ko wolle la kuo diata woni wolle se do kuo keno. Sometimes yes, it looks like mimbe mi mbenga mano min tabi ngamano tabi mpareda mbenga lo nyini ndata minangol fa anin samolu kabiringe tabi nga sunkalaw nin chumaro nin bolo nin palatol dinna kebala baro ngaya tala barantol dol min batata ma dinna afan e min folom alala man harjew ka bulokol nga bilifu wala dron foye tonye foye me tonye nga ala talamuta nga do koke na duta juo nga trim ku abulu jarolu nge kundu ku abala sulol mi lafta fundila nga banku fingo boy kan nga na duto jibo wolon NPP ti al nga jibong President Barrow alhamdulillah ita min be kamfara kama alhamdulillah President Barrow bi mansea alansaro abe olto abe alansaro olto bi ay sangi tan nek President Barrow te sangi tan ko te kala mansea ala sang ate fana fa o tela filawola so na asiata bake 2026 kola sangilu na doyata alman kisalo man defa man la fi wala sangi kilim 2026 aban barni o kata obe mbel toralo amen e ko la rawla jano nkano duwa ko la rawla jano nkano duwa so nte o duwa la so alangan sabare NPP nimbe fensoro lambe min folan na moliye take an example from me Ninkoka, I'm happy with what happened to me. After all that we went through, I'll be lying. Ndebuka uliaf. But alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Nkam fada wade wat. Mfama ala nyinkumo ke fadinan. Duto. Mango bi. Bulko fati. Adun denyinala. Adun kufulanja wala nyendi. Ita mimbe kamfari. Ise kamfa nyao nya. Ise mira kukilin. Ikamfada NPP kama nyao nya. Ikamfada partio kama nyao nya. Isi mira iterbe wo parti economy alon ko biwo be muna fan soto kanje ndeka fo molen hani make baroy mbake la fabu sane hani make baroy mbake la sundu touré hani make baroy mbake la Musa Drame dindela kelo Musa Drame ke muna fanno da kala dimba balun alhamdulillah dindela kelo sundu touré aka $1,000 domo damma soto £1,000 soto no nga kelo minge fabu sane ka 100 real soto no bari ndela kelo o kafo alala bunya ndela kelo fana contribute la waya tinna fabu sana biya akata maka na lafta akata bumo mi horomata bumo beti dunia akata salo la je ndede kelo kala pour ka fabulo opportunity tinga kadu nim barola manse atinya da bi mimbina fobe fabu sambalo to bam fata sambala ndemol yalla mol camera jite mu tole de manke tole boyo kola koda ali ameram be touring temantara touring son kamira wallal ni mo jamal lele kelo kembe in the trenches mo kende jamal lamin chamnyolu you know Ibrahima Silla nakeba kende Ibrahima nakoto ke kende abe palasoto akala dimbal balundino la alhamdulillah akatama akata dunia dulabet maybe at Gambia for something. So the opportunities they have mfanala adama diato I don't think nyanda nga kelo ke purunga opportunity tinyawali hanninte mamuna fam for now. So that is left a more be danila walla alngan sabare nga keloke alngan sabare nga keloke partiyo ke kilinti. President Barrow has tried a lot for the party ay kujama balle ke partiyo alhamdulillah rabbil alamin yalon jide buka wuliaf min bendo ate diale wala mbe min fola ate diale bare buka wuliafo de hani mol mi yello yenni wolon. So nimbe fenso do mbe min folanna moli nga nyene sotalie ngal dani ala nin kilay al nga parti o muta momo e kam fara nyawnya e kanun de jibe kana Barrow jibe. Are you angry with Barrow? Don't look at Barrow. Do you have a minister mi alon ko ila frenolo mi la mo kendolom alnene kutama partiyo ele? Do you have that? Nimo sodo. Do you have a member of the National Assembly mi alon ko alnene kutaoke wala kudimindingo partiyo e pour partiyo lo? Have you ever done that? Ni one thing, ambassador kono wala deputy ambassador wala anybody that is benefiting as a result of NPP being in government. Abigela baitene ni mo miya kuke kudimindingo. Adite lafla wala palaso namal lafa akanaji. Yes, every single member of the party has that. Every one of us has someone that they love and appreciated and worked with during the worst of days for the party. And I have hundreds of them. Ibrahim Silla is key among them. Nala nyin diamol be nka fala nka nyokumande hani bi nka nyokumande nka duanyo e salolu fenkolu adu wallahi Ibrahim la family ala nomo nyo nyimma na dingol wol muntala special people olet ndela fla Ibrahim e sofa wolle be sofa la because na min so da ka sambolto alaj fabu sane abe Saudi Arabia wati natata salola juma as a special dua kenya as a kenim fabu tije mote o kelante juma bo kelante ambassador Jamal tata Saudi for secretary Jamal tata Saudi long for Sheikh Umar Faye de Sheikh Umar Faye alhamdulillah Sheikh Umar Faye when he was a consul general he is a special man in my heart ada dua Jamal Kenya bar fabu nyong tije alaji Jawara abe Saudi Arabia wo fanankata Saudi salola akan to fo maka manta maka ni sai ikan to fo je. So we will hold on to the party. Let's take it easy. By the grace of Allah, President Barrow will win 2026. After he wins towards 2031, by 2030, President Barrow will, by then we'll have our Congress, we'll pick a leader, Barrow will hand over to that leader. How will he do that? Well, His Excellency the President, he'll make a televised statement. NPP will go to Congress. We'll pick a Secretary General. Of course, there'll be a lot of party internal struggles. That is normal. But we'll handle it properly. After we pick our Secretary General to replace Barrow, hopefully, President Barrow will appoint that guy as Vice President. And when he appoints him as Vice President, President Barrow will resign and go back to Mankamankunda. Maybe we go with our new president. The law will pick that guy, make him a president, and Allah barakayamwe. Fitiro sidal sign. Ngada fitir salola. Al nimbara. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.